Hello everyone, this is Relocating and welcome to episode 56 of Relocating's Let's Play of ATM9 Skies. I just made a gravitational modulating unit, which was a quest apparently. How's this thing doing? Speaking of using antimatter. It's running, so that's cool. Have we got more antimatter? We have! Woot! We're almost at another one. So that's exciting. So a little more antimatter being made, that's cool. And that is one step closer to having a star completion. Oh, look at that! You gave me an ultimate induction provider's award. That was nice. That's a nice reward. That's not a cheap thing. That's an expensive thing. So all of that was in deference to making the Nexium emitter. Now, in order to get into this, we're gonna have to get a mechanical arm, among a few other things. So let's see. What do we got here? You know what? Not for nothing, but like we kind of have a lot of what we need to make, right? End exchanger doesn't look terrible. Netherite exchanger, amethyst exchanger, emerald, diamond, iron, stone exchanger, wood exchanger. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I feel like I could knock this thing out via crafting real quick, so I'll hold off on doing that. But like, just for funsies, I'll throw a few of these in here, because I don't really care. But it looks like I'm going to have to jump into create a little bit. Just a little bit. Wooden exchanger. Good to go. But then I'll have a Nexium emitter, right? So to get my Nexium emitter, we're going to need the mechanical arm from create. So that's going to require precision mechanisms, brass casings, brass plates, and andesite alloy. Now, the good news is we're like really deep into the pack with like near infinite resources. So it should be relatively easy to spin up some create things to create what I want to create. Cool? Yeah. All right, so let me start putting together a plan for what we're going to need to get, right? So I'll be back in a minute once I figure this all out. All right, so I've just spent a little time prepping a bunch of this. So if we have a bunch of oak, let's get like stackish oak log. So I should be able to get like 1,000 and like EMC that and like boom. Love it. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it so much. It's so good. All right, and then you can building gadget, my friend, because I'm going to need a lot of building help today. You and horizontal wall. That should be cool. And that. And now can I undo that? Yeah. Though in fairness, I should probably... I should have probably applied my thing to it first. There you go. Cool. And then we want a bunch of andesite alloys. Now, can I vein mine that? So it's funny, I don't think I can, but that's okay. For now, I'll just make this all manually, but I'll definitely automate it. Well, I hesitate to say definitely. I always say definitely, and then it's like, oh wait. I never got around to automating. Yeah, we'll see. Well, I might automate it. All right, so that's andesite casings. That's andesite alloy. A lot of this stuff is automated, so we're cool. Let's put you away, and that's cool. Okay, so what I'm thinking I'm going to make is a windmill. So for that, I'm going to need you. Okay, and then we'll need, I want to say 128. Will be like the max-sized windmill, right? And then what we should also have here is these dudes, vertical gearboxes. And gearboxes. And cogwheels. And large cogwheels. And then, do we want, like, the rotational doohickey things? I think I need brass before I can make those, so I'll add those in a minute. Did I go too far? Nope. Cool. Alright, so we should probably get my 128 of those. Let's get like 20-ish of these. That should be cool. And then we'll get 100-ish each of these dudes. And that should be cool. I like it. Let's grab a stack each. That's cool. Look at all the quests I'm completing. Go quests. And let's go designate an area for windmilling, huh? Should we do it somewhere like over here-ish? I'm gonna need like a decent size, aren't I? For this stuff? Maybe-ish. So let's get a copy-paste gadget. Because Crate usually requires a decent-sized area. But I also don't want to be too far away. We could do it like over here. How about this platform for like the create crafting stuff? Would I be backing myself into a corner too much if I did that? I hesitate only because I worry that if I need more space, I won't have it over there. Right? Let's expand out this way. I like that plan. Cool. So I'll do these two. One for the windmill, right? So we'll like have a windmill here that'll produce power, rotational energy, and then we'll have a platform here for like doing create crafting on. And then if we need to expand to the left and right of that guy, we can. How's that sound? Does that sound cool? Okay. So like let's get this up in the air really high. So what I'm gonna want is like a good number of shafts. Okay. And I'm thinking like the windmilly bit should be like centered here. And then I should be able to build to me with shafts. Does that not work? It does, it just doesn't render them. Okay, well that's fair. Ish. You're gonna have to look into why shafts don't render, right? So then a vertical gearbox, a couple shafts, and then the windmill bearing, right? And then we just need to put windmills kind of here, right? Now it's 128 windmills will be enough rotational force, right? So if I wanted it to be, it could be 32, but if I did 11, it would be 33 on each, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. What if I did a horizontal row from... Can you not go from this direction? Oh, it's the opposite side. That's right. So let's do this. Let's do... so if I anchored that, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So if I want 11, I should make it 12. And that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool. And then we could do it on this side as well. And then if I wanted a vertical column, we would do 11 and 11. Cool. And then 11 and 11. 11 and 11. And I'm probably going to want a few more windmills. I think 10 should be enough. If I just did a quick build to me. Is that cool? Now if I click this, I should get an achievement, assemble a maximum strength windmill. That means that I made enough things. Cool? How cool is that? And then down here, we can have a rotational dude, right? And that should be cool. Okay. And then we can have from create a stressometer dude, which needs a compass. And a speedometer becomes a stressometer. And if I put that there, that'll tell me how much stress is going on once I get my goggles. Which should be cool once I get... Oh, it's a gold plate? I can make that, right? I think so. Is there a curio slot for you? There is, but it's like head. And I may already have something on my head. I mean, I could always just do that, and that's cool. Hey! Beautiful, right? How cool is that? All right, so now I'm cooking up some mechanical belts, right? Which luckily is easy because kelp is a simple matter of combining some essences, which I already have like a crazy amount of. So that's cool, right? So over here, what I'm thinking is we set up like a nifty little... So I'm thinking like you to you, right? And then we have like 3 dudes in the middle there. What we're going to need is... I might want to auto-craft these if it's not too much of a hassle. But what I want is... And I don't see it here on my to-do list, but a deployer. Would that be a big old hassle for me? So a brass hand, yes. Brass plate. Do we have a multi-servo press over here? We do! Hooray! Okay. Brass plate. Multi-servo press. Cool, cool. Now brass. Can I get that without create? Like, do I have to go create to get brass, or is there like a non-createy recipe? Arc furnace, alloy kiln. Am I missing the part where there's a knot? So I can mix it with the blaze burner. I can alloy smelt the brass dust, which, in fairness, I can get that way. Copper dust and zinc dust. Okay. What I could say is we can go this route and this route, but do you know how to make those? Probably not. Copper dust, we can just crusher copper, right? And zinc dust, we can just crusher zinc. And that should be cool. So crusher, the dupe. You can smelt that. And if I need to expand the crusher's capabilities, I shall. So that would be that. And then you're going to be that. And you're going to be that. And then my multi-servo press can do that. And then I also need to know how to make this dude. So that's going to be you. You're going to be an iron plate in the multi-servo press. That's easy. You are going to be an enrichment chamber recipe. Haha. And then you're going to be that. Cool. That. And that. Elite enriching factory. So now, if I wanted a deployer, of which I'm going to want at least like 5 or 6, so I'm going to start with 5. And if all that crafts correctly, I'll be very happy with myself. Yeah, I managed that. Booyah! Making all them brasses. If I need to get faster, I will, but we'll see. Cool. So deployer good. Nice. Okay. Sweet. Okay. Stripped oak logs. Let's talk about that real quick. Do you have EMC? You do. You do. You do. You do. Okay. Talk to me about axes and an oak log. Boom. Learned. Now I can make all the stripped oak logs that I want. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you AE system. So first off, let's get AE over here. So here's what I'm thinking. First off, we'll run this, right? And then we'll P2P this guy here. I'm just like reconnecting this guy a little bit. Load that up. Cool. And then we should have our... I left you on. Did I even leave this here? Look at that. Okay, that's cool. I don't even need that guy no more. Mob duplicator. Remember I was playing with that? Do we have 309 creeper heads? We do. Good. Everything reconnected correctly. Sweet. And then I can bring this all the way over to here, which I think that's centered. That looks pretty centered to me. I don't know. Something feels off about that. I feel like I'm off by a block. Yeah, I think this is where I want to be. Is that about centered? Close. I was one off by that direction, but I was right on my previous one. Cool. All right, not too high, but what I'll do is load this dude up. Okay, and then we can branch off from here. So like over here will be a thing. It might just come up through here. That'll be a thing. Okay, so let's set up some patterns. So let's start with you, right? So if I put that there, we're definitely going to need some rotational force to happen. Okay, but what I'd like to do is have basically, let's move this over some. You could go there, right? Yeah. And then we'll want to... Now I'm probably also going to want some larger force help here, like this to that, just so that it's a little bit faster. But we'll make that nicer and cleaner, you know, later. Cool. And then you can be a pattern dude whose job it will be with a chest. Okay. Is that fairish? So how about the chest is here? The pattern is there. And our pattern will be, here's how you make andesite casings. Okay. I'm going to specify that, which we know how to make because, yes. Cool. And then what we'll say is, give me more laser nodes. You and you and you. Okay, so your job will be to insert and insert and insert, right? So you're going to, on this face, you're going to insert on white a filter of stripped oak log. Okay. And then you, on this face, will insert a filter andesite alloy and brass, right? Because brass ingot gets deployed for a brass casing. Cool? Cool. And then down here on the east side, you're allowed to extract on orange a filter that will be brass casings or andesite casings. Okay. And then laser ion wrenchy wrench time. And that should be cool. It's because I want a cool cyan color on it. For no reason other than I said so. Okay? Does that sound cool? And then on the down, you can be extract, you know, a bunch on white. So like he'll extract, he'll be allowed to insert logs here, that, and then I can go do my brass casing rule over here. Right? And same deal. Cool. And then if we want to validate that's going to work, we can say, hey, give me 10 more brass casings. Andesite casings. Did I put my orange in? I did not yet, did I? Insert on orange. Cool. Now I bet I broke something by having that connected wrong, so fix and reset. And now I want 10 more of you, and that should work. See? I like it. Cool. And the same for brass casings. And now, because it shouldn't matter, right? Did I do brass casing wrong or something? Nope, we're cool. Brass casing's like different or something? Nope, nope, we're good. We're good. Something weird happened with brass casings. Yeah, why do I have extra brass? I don't know how that worked, but I might. We'll see. I could, if that becomes a problem, I'll do this thing, but it shouldn't, right? In theory, because it's using the same stripped oak stuff, so we should be fine. All right, so that's cool, right? So now we've got casings automated, and we'll do similar automations as needed there. All right, so now I'd probably like to relocate some of this mess underground. Could I possibly... What if we did something like... What I'm thinking is like maybe one layer lower than the AE system would be our rotational stuff. How's that sound? Because we could totally just do this, and that would be cool. And then you could be like that. And this is temporary because this will be replaced by one of these once I can make it. Deal? I like that plan. if I wanted to, I could probably do even one more like this. Yeah, I like that plan. Is that cool? Looks good. And then we can do something similar-ish. So you're going to need 3 deployers, right? Am I remembering that correctly? And if we boop, boop, boop them correctly, and then you're also going to want to have a thing here, right? So probably what I'll want is some gearbox action. So you will gearbox like that. And that. And that. And that. Okay. And yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that. Yeah, I like that deal. Okay. How do we feel about that? I guess you need to be a vertical though, right? Yes. Sweet. I'm cool, right? And then what we're gonna want is to basically insert stuff here. So like this being exactly here may not be ideal. I might want to shimmy that a little bit. Let's see. We'll see. I might want to shim. Well, because no, theoretically I'm going to want a chest. Here, right? And then you're going to have... and a site... Tunnel or funnel? I always forget them. Nope. Funnel. Right. And then this will be an interface for accepting stuffs. Right? Or are we going to want... You know what I will probably do? I'm going to make this a pattern provider here. Now we're going to get wild. Things are about to get crazy, y'all. And that can sit here. Okay, and then we'll laser IO. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. How's that sound? And then you can connect to that dude, and you two can connect. And that should be cool. So what's going to happen is the item's going to go into this chest. They're going to be routed appropriately, and then they'll wind up back in the pattern provider, and that'll allow this kind of thing to work if I need it, which I might. Okay? So you're going to extract very quickly on white. Okay? And then you are going to insert on white with a filter. You are going to insert on white with a filter. And you are going to insert on white with a filter. And then you are going to insert on white with a filter. Okay? So let's look at the first thing we're going to want to make. Okay? That's going to be gold plate, cogwheel, large cogwheel, iron nugget. Right? And because it's going this way, right, it's going to be cogwheel on this side. So then you're going to be cogwheel. You're going to be a large cogwheel. And you're going to be an iron nugget. Okay? And you're going to be a gold plate. Cool? And then you get that bad boy. And that looks pretty cool. I like? Do you like? I like. That should be cool. Now, my only concern is obviously the percentage chance of this failing. It's an 80% chance. So why don't we put in a set of 5? Because there's like almost impossible that we get 5 failures in a row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this recipe like that. Okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump it up to 5, 5, 5, 5, and leave that at 1. So you put 5 sets of ingredients in, and you're going to get... Now, that also requires 5x times, right? Oh, that's right, yes. 5 times to make it. Right. So you're going to need to be 25, 25, and 25, right? And then we're going to have to do... we're going to have to do the thing with the smart chute. Right? Okay, so you're going to go in there. We're going to have a smart chute here. Okay. Is that all I need? Am I right? Am I right about that? And then if we had a filter... Okay. From create, a list filter, like the basic kind. And it's going to be this, but we're going to deny list it, right? And now if we had a chest... That. Okay, so now if I were to put this on there... Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Did that go in the thing? It did go in the thing. Beautiful. Okay, so that should be cool. Now, could I instead do a partial? Is that what it's called? No. Is there a thing in JEI for it that I can grab? Isn't it called like incomplete or something? I don't know if I can find it in JEI, but what I'm going to do is, let's do this. Let's request. All I need to do is get some cabling here, and then we can request this, right? You still do need to be connected, okay? And then we should be able to request a precision mechanism. Missing 5 gold plate, which shouldn't be hard to add. Right? So now... Okay. And now we've got incomplete precision mechanisms that we can use for this. And we're going to allow list it, but we're going to not respect data, ignore data. Okay? So now only incomplete precision mechanisms will go into this inventory. Okay? And then on the west face here, incomplete precision mechanisms will also be allowed in. And we're going to say ignore NBT on that dude, too. Okay. And then you should be allowed to extract 1 item a second. Should be fine. I'll do 8, whatever. And then bind you up to this dude. And look at it go. Sweet. Now, do what now? Where's all my stuff? That's a super exceptional question. Where is all my stuff? Cancel. Because didn't you say... Oh, available 5. Did I not do the 25s? I thought I set you to 25. So you stay at 5, you go to 25, you go to 25, and you go to 25, and set. I may have forgotten to hit set a second, you know. So that's on me. So you know what I'm going to do? This will just prove that everything's cool from the get-go. Right? So if I want 1, it's going to give me enough to make 5, in theory, and it'll at least get 1. In theory. Cool? That's looking pretty good, right? And then when it's done, if it's not a precision mechanism, it's going to be allowed to proceed. Or, yeah, not an incomplete mechanism. And that's cool, right? Alright, so I think that's a good wrapping up point. Double20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let's come back next time. Fiddle around a little bit more with Create. I think we're like really close to being able to do what we need to make, but then we can also just have a little bit of fun. Because I definitely want to have some fun with the mods while we're playing with this stuff, right? So for now, wrapping up point. Double20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy.